Cycling shoes can be pretty expensive, so you're going to want to look after them. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to make your cycling shoes laugh in the face of dirt and stay looking mega fresh with minimal hassle. And to put this to the test at the end, I'm also going to pour this orange gloop all over my protected shoes. Hopefully it works. In the world of trainers or sneakers, protective coatings and treatments, such as what I've got here, are a big deal. So I thought, why not take advantage of this kind of technology and put it onto my new cycling shoes. Now, admittedly, the main reason I want to do this is because I've got new shoes from DMT and I want to keep them looking absolutely boss. So hopefully this is really going to help. So the first thing to do is, if you haven't got a brand new pair of cycling shoes, like I just have, you're going to need to clean your shoes up. This is actually a pretty simple process, and I actually made a video of how to do that not that long ago. So with any luck, we'll have a link in the description down below to take you there. But if you are going to need to clean your cycling shoes, first thing you should do is take the cleats off of the bottom of them. To do that, you're going to need a selection of Allen keys and some screwdrivers to do that. So get your cleats taken off, come back, and then we'll carry on. Anyway, this is the protective coating that I'm going to be using today, and there are loads and loads of different options out there, so you can choose whichever one you would prefer to use. And they work by being sprayed onto your shoes and creating a super hydrophobic coating which will repel dirt and liquids, and they are suitable to be used on lots of different materials. Now, the shoes I've got using a 3D knit sort of material type of construction, but they can also be used on your traditional type of material which you see on cycling shoes. Now, these kinds of sprays and coatings work in a very similar way to the ceramic coatings which Ollie made a video about more recently, looking at protective coatings on frames. So it's that same kind of technology. So what do we actually need to do here? Well, this is the version that I'm using today, and most sprays and treatments that go onto your shoes are going to need to be applied in a pretty similar way. But do check the specific instructions for the products that you're using. Now, in this instance, I'm using an aerosol can, so it's important to use it in a well-ventilated room. So the first thing I need to go and do is open the window, BRB. Yeah, it's done. Right, so what do we need to do? Well, this spray recommends that you hold it at a distance around 20 centimeters away from the shoe, and you spray all of the upper material all the way around. Then you give it 10 minutes to cure and dry, and then you recreate and do another layer all the way over the shoe, and then let it dry again. And then after you've created and followed that process, you should have a shoe which is ready to fend off all sorts of dirt and water, which we're going to test out in the end. Now, before I start spraying the coating on here, what I'm going to do is just release the boa dials and then lift the laces up slightly out of the way so that the protective coating and spray can get through to all the different areas. Right, let's get spraying these things up. So with all areas of the shoe coated, I now need to give this 10 minutes to cure, and then I can move on to doing the second coat. While I do that, I could have got two options. I can go make a coffee, or I could just make a start on doing the second shoe. So I'll probably do that actually. So right, second shoe up next, let's do it. So 10 minutes is up for both of these shoes. So what I'm going to do now is go and do the second coating on them. It's exactly the same process as what I did first time round. So let's do this one first, and well, see you in a minute. So just as we did first time round, I'm going to have to wait another 10 minutes. I might go have a coffee, and this stuff's kind of stinky, so let's go push all the windows open in this place. Right, see you in a second, we'll be back. Now, I've seen the adverts and all of the sort of social media posts online for these kinds of sort of shoe protective sprays, and basically everyone seems to pour stuff on and effectively just glides straight off the top. Ketchup seems to be quite a popular one that people use. Now, I don't have any ketchup to hand, but I do have what I had at the start of this video, which is this little cup of like gloopy liquid, which judging by how bright and coloured it is, I'm going to say it's going to be really good to highlight whether, well, whether stuff sticks or not. So once this is cured correctly, I think we're going to risk pouring it over my new shoes. I really hope the spray works okay, because I don't want to ruin my shoes. Although I'm just going to have to clean them up again if it stains them. Fingers crossed. It doesn't seem to have just beaded off and run off like I was kind of anticipating and hoping. but whatever, we just work it out. We can only go with what we got. So what I think I'm going to do is just go run these under the sink and see if this stuff washes off. Otherwise I'm going to be giving my shoes a good old scrub. Right, let's go to the sink and see if a bit of running water just gets this stuff off, and we'll go from there, shall we? See you at the sink. Right, moment of truth. It's kind of washing off. Okay, so the stuff has washed off. It's not stained my shoes, which is great. You can see like the water drops beading up on the shoe, and that, I was anticipating that the gloopy bit might have done that, but instead I've just actually ended up with a bit of a wet shoe, which is not really quite what I anticipated. So, well, mixed results, I guess. Right, let's go back to the workshop and wrap this thing up. Well, I think I'm going to put this down as actually some okay results. I know the gloopy bit didn't just bead off and roll off like what I really hoped it would do, but all I've done is run this shoe underneath the tap and it's cleaned up all right. You can see on the top here it's a little bit damp and wet, but on some of the other areas where just water went on, it did really like bead up and just roll off, which was kind of the results I was expecting. So I think by doing something like this for your shoes, it is still worth doing, and it's going to prolong the life and make cleaning shoes a lot easier. Particularly helpful when you've got a material type of shoe like this. But it is worth noting that if you are going to use some of these protective treatments and sprays for your shoes, or maybe even your clothes, that they don't just last forever. Something like this is only going to last maybe 2 to 3 weeks at best, and then you're going to have to reapply it to get the same sort of level of protective treatment that you had at the first application. So yeah, it is worth keeping that in mind. But overall, yeah, I think I'll be doing this again. Anyway, I hope you have found this video helpful and it's going to keep your shoes clean and tidy. If you have, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you want to support our channel and you want to continue for us to continue doing what we're doing, well, subscribe to GCNTech, turn on your notifications, and if you have any advice of your own to help people protect their own shoes, well, let us know in the comments section down below. Right, I'm out of here. I'm going to get ready to ride home with a slightly damp left shoe. See you later.